So who is Hannah Ellis in the first place, and how did she become an important artist to me enough that I would want to go to these lengths to make a 5.1 surround mix of her original CD from 2011? Well, I moved from Oklahoma to Kentucky in 2006, and then in 2009, I was up very early in the morning, and my wife at the time had the television on, and there was a local news show broadcasting out of Lexington that said they were going to have this girl from UK who was a student at UK at the time. She was going to perform a song in the studio, and she did, and I was blown away by it. I thought the song was beautiful, her presentation was professional, and you just don't see people doing what she did with a song as good as that is, in my opinion. You don't see that every day. And so I immediately wrote her name down, and I went to her website, which was a very small, basic website at the time. Nothing really, not a lot to it. And there were 3 MP3s on that site, and I've got them highlighted here. You can see the titles that were at her site. The MP3s were Any Fool Can Fall in Love, Good in Your Goodbye, and My Love, which is actually My Love, Let It Be Me, is the title. I've changed the file names because I have a pattern, as you can see, that I like everything to follow. But I kept the original timestamps. You can see it's December 30th, 2009. So I don't know exactly what date that show was broadcast where she performed Let It Be Me in the studio in Lexington, but it had to have been around December 30th, 2009. And that's 2 years before 2011 when her CD came out. These 3 songs are on that CD. But if anything, this tells you, exactly how far back my appreciation for her career and what she's doing, it goes back to the very beginning. I don't know how much further before in 2009 her career goes. Her Facebook page doesn't go back beyond earlier than 2011. So I feel like I've gotten in on the ground floor of something really awesome. And it was all by accident. There wasn't anything planned. But the interesting thing is I kept these files in my own archives, and they sat untouched and unplayed for a long time. Until 2022, around Christmas, I was trying to find a copy of her first album, and I found a video on YouTube of a girl looking for this song, My Love, Let It Be Me. She says, I've looked for it everywhere and I can't find it. And I just happened to see her comment in the below one of the videos on YouTube, and I responded to it, and I said, yeah, I've got these MP3s from her original website. If you'd like a copy of them, I'd be happy to zip them up for you. I just need a email address to send it to you. And she just flipped out. She couldn't believe that there was somebody out there who still had this stuff, and she was able to get it so easily after looking for it for years. And as you can see, I've got this this zip file open. What you can see that I sent to her. The 3 MP3s plus 3 pictures. Now there's 2 photographs that I also found apparently I saved them in September of 2010, and then another one, a new one I saved in 2021. But I put these 6 files, these 3 MP3s together, and the 3 JPEGs for this girl as a Christmas gift in 2022, and she was just ecstatic that anybody could do that. And I felt, that justifies, keeping the files around for all this time. But the images, this is a picture of her that I saved in 2010 when she was still a student at UK, and then that's one of that's the cover art for the My Love, Let It Be Me single, very low res at only 170 by 170, and then there's this 770 by 770 image of her album cover art, and it's got this little bar, this white bar at the top. If I ever could get my hands on a physical copy of this disc, one of the first things I would do is I'd get a proper scan of the cover art, and because I include the cover art when I make my own MP3 versions of albums, etc., and I just can't find anything larger than this 770 squared image, which is kind of low res. And it's got, it's pixelated. I need a better image. So, but you can see I used for the first photo, when you play the files, I did that as a courtesy for the girl. And so you can actually see a photo of Hannah at the time when these songs were new. So there you go. So to be able to make somebody's dream come true, you might say, I've been looking for these songs forever, I can't find them. And I was like, yeah, you're not the only one. Nobody can find them. It's not available. At the time it wasn't. Anyway, it just made it all worthwhile, and I was very happy to give somebody, really make somebody's Christmas just that much better.